Good morning, class. Now, today the topic of discussion is writing informal letters. Now, when I say letters, letters are of two kinds, informal and formal. Today, of course, we are going to focus on informal letters, but let's see when I say informal letter or formal letter, what does it mean? Informal letter is a letter which you write to your relatives, your friends, your classmate, or anyone with whom you're really uh, close enough or you know him or her very well. Whereas when I say letter formal letter is something which you write to somebody whom you do not know very well, to a stranger, or it could be your boss at a workplace, or any authority. Like the applications to principal you write in your school is a kind of formal letter only, because in a school principal is an authority, right? And the letter you write to her is a kind of formal letter writing, right? And when we write formal letter writing, there is a kind of a restriction of the language used. It's not you need to choose words to write a formal letter, whereas in writing informal letters, when we say language of informal letters, there is no particular restriction on that. When I say no particular restriction, that means you're more relaxed. You need not choose your words to be very appropriate or refined or well polished. Whatever comes to your mind, you just need to write in your flow of thoughts. Like you talk to your close relatives, you don't do much thinking when you're talking to your close relatives. No, you just open up in an informal way, you just say things, you don't plan much. No, it should be, I should choose a better word to say something to your mother or father. No, you just speak the thing. So that is informal, when you're not actually choosing a particular way of writing. So you're more relaxed, you could even be little casual in your approach, and even you could use a little of native words. Of course it should be avoided, but yes, to a little extent they are allowed. Like for example, suppose when we are writing a letter, and somewhere we are telling about our brother, instead of saying my brother Sonu told me this, you could say Sonu bhaiya told me that. So you use the word bhaiya, which is a native word, but it is okay in an informal way of writing, right? And contractions you could use. Contraction means the apostrophe, like short forms of something. Like instead of saying do not know, you could say don't know. I can't come, so can't, don't. These are contractions. You could even use idioms or phrasal verbs in your informal writing, whereas these things are not allowed in formal way of writing. Like you could open your letter like I am on a cloud nine today. That means I'm very happy and excited. So this is a kind of a phrase to open up a letter when you're saying something exciting, or showing your excitement to your personal relative to whom you're writing letter. So again, there is no formal restriction. You could just begin your letter in your personal tone, the way you like things to go. It depends on your choice. But students, any writing involves certain steps to be followed. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Like most of the people really fear writing, and they say no, I can't write a paragraph or a letter or something in a very nice way. They fear it. Why this fear is actually because they are not organized in their way and they don't attempt it. But it's not that difficult. Just few 5 ways you need to think and you can write, right? So let's start what those 5 points are. You could write only when you knows what to write. If you are still missing on the part what to write, nobody could write. Even I could not speak if I don't know what to speak to you. I right now is speaking. I'm able to tell you something because somewhere in my mind I have an idea what I need to tell you, right? So you need to be clear what you need. For that, you need to plan and prepare. The very first point is plan and prepare. What do I mean by plan or prepare? That means you need to collect all ideas. When you think any situation is given to you, whether you need to write a letter or a paragraph or something else, you just need to collect ideas. Means you need to jot down somewhere. Keep a paper and a pen in your hand and jot down means write down all the ideas that come to your mind on the very first go. Don't discard any thought. Every thought is useful in way or other. Just put it down on a piece of paper. Then find out the important ones you would like to keep when you write a particular writing portion. No, that means the second thing is you need to organize. When I say organize, that means you need to see the flow of events or information the way you want your reader to get it. Suppose you're talking about your family, so would you like to open up with the number of members, or you would like to tell how much do you love your family? That's your choice, right? So you need to organize in what order you want your reader to get that information. So you need to choose the order of your information. Then you just write. Don't do much thinking about the spelling or a grammar or punctuation. If you bother too much about it, you'll skip your ideas and your full sentences. Try to write in whatever ideas you have collected, just try to put it in your sentences, right? And keep on writing without disturbing your flow. When you have done with all the ideas, you have put it in your sentences, then is the time to edit. Now when I say edit, now it's the time to look at all these things. Look at for any spelling errors, remove them. Check the grammar, the tenses you have used. Have you used it properly or not? Just edit it, correct it. And when I say punctuation, that means you have to put your full stops, question marks, exclamation, capital, small, whatever, right? You need to take care of. So need to edit after you have put everything in writing, right? And of course, once you have edited your content, you need to rewrite for the final go. And see, this is all. You can't do all these things when you are going to take exam. So besides exam time, you could have the practice of all these steps. Once you are in habit of it, during your whole year of preparation, in exam, you're sure to write on a very first time, right? So let's see what is the format of an informal letter. When we write any piece of writing, there is a kind of a format to be followed. So when we write informal letter, the first thing we need to write is sender's address. Now who's the sender? Sender is someone who posts the letter. Right now I am writing a letter for some of my friend, so I am the sender. So my address would come here. Address could be a 2-line or a 3-line, that's your choice, but without any line space. Okay? Then is your date. Again, because it's informal letter, so it's not required that you use formal date. You could use the mathematical date or the date like this. Okay, that's your choice. Now come back. The third portion you need to again a line space. Can you see I have written given a line space. It gives you nice presentation of letter. Then a salutation. Salutation is when you just begins your letter with dear, to whom you are writing. You will write the name of a person or your like friend. If you're writing to a friend, you could say dear friend. You could write dear Mona, dear Julie, whatever the name you are writing to your aunt or mother, whatever. So dear, and that part is called salutation. And then comes the main part. That's called body of letter. When I say body, as I told you earlier in paragraph or a summary writing, you have to divide your a whole idea into clear, broken, or short paragraphs, maintaining the flow. So any letter would be nice if you start with introductory lines. Introduction can again be just direct or just asking hello, how are you, hope you're fine there, like that. Then the main purpose in detail, what actually, why actually you're writing letter, what about you want to inform, you talk in details about that. And then concluding lines, how you're going to end your letter, right? So these three things will make the body of letter: the introductory lines, the detail of the purpose or whatever information you want to convey in a proper flow of order, and then your concluding lines, how you put an end to your letter. And at last, the closing will be having your name, right? You're telling who is writing letter. So you yourself, your name will come here. So that is the body of letter. I'll take a few more minutes. Listen very carefully. Let's take an example. Suppose we need to write a letter to a friend telling him or her about pet. Okay. So as I told you, these points. First, we need to plan and prepare. And we have also understood the format. So let's begin with it. Okay. So first we say sender's address. So I have written my address, 248L, Model Town, Panipat. Right? I have left one line space, then I've written date. You could choose to write like this as well because it's informal, but I love writing always the date in a proper way. Right? So I have chosen this way. Okay, then your salutation, dear friend, because we need to write to a friend. So I have chosen it, dear friend, and I've also written the name here, dear friend Renu. Now the opening lines, right? Introductory lines. So simply you could say, how are you? I'm fine, very well here, and hope the same for you. That means you're wishing the person who is reading the same as you are enjoying. I have certain other beginnings as well. Just give a look to it. You could choose to write this. Hope my letter finds you in the best of your health and spirits. जैसे आप हिंदी में लिखते हैं, आशा करती हूँ मेरा पत्र जब आपको मिलेगा आप खूब सेहत मंद होंगे और सॉरी मेरी हिंदी एकदम से अच्छी नहीं है इतनी, मन और तन से अच्छा फील कर रहे होंगे, अच्छा है ना, महसूस कर रहे होंगे. सो लाइक you could write like this. Or I have chosen this, hi, I'm so excited, I just began because I have to tell about my pet. I was so excited. So you could choose to begin like this as well. Hi, I'm so excited to write to you today as I couldn't wait to tell you about my new pet. So that's your way of starting. You could ask this way or that way. And see the third, hi, the both ways I've clubbed into this way. Hi, hope you are enjoying good time. I am writing to you to share a great thing. Finally, I have got my pet. So anything you can like start with. It could be direct. It could be little, first you ask about the health and wish for the good health of the person who is reading, and then you could start. The main thing is about the body, how to decide on the body, the main idea. So here we need to tell about the pet, right? Now when I say pet, I need to plan and prepare what all I'm going to tell about. So it's a rough I'm going to do. Let's prepare. Suppose I have to tell pet. So pet can be a cat, it could be a dog, it could be mongoose as we have read in the chapter, or it could be a parrot or a bird. No? So you have to decide what you're going to tell about. Let's take some, it's a common one, usual one, and I also love dogs. So let's see dog here. Now when I say dog, anything could come to my mind. It could be, I could talk about the breed first. No, what breed the dog is. It could be a pug, it could be a German Shepherd, it could be a retriever, or right? Right. So, you could talk about the breed, right? Then, of course, when I go detail in the physical characteristic, you could talk about color. You could say either it's black or white or gray or blue, whatever. So, I'm not very much sure whether the gray German Shepherd is there or not. You need to find it out. Okay, or brown, right? So, that's where you're just collecting your ideas, right? Color. Oh, you could always talk about size as well, right? Size. If it is a baby, very small, you could use the words very small. Oh, or if it is a full grown German Shepherd, you could use tall, strong built. So many words. You need to choose the words, right? You need to first see. And then you could talk about some more physical features in detail if you like to, but it's not necessary to include all the details. It's up to you. You could talk about eyes, you could talk about ears, or you could talk about the body build. How, but then when you think about these, you need to choose the right words, like ear, whether it's short or long or rounded. Or you could talk about face as well. It's a long face or a rounded face or a cute face. You could use adjectives whatever you want to, even same eyes, black eyes or round eyes or shining eyes, as you have read in shining, the chapter mongoose with shining bright eyes and a shining tail. So this is way you need to choose your vocabulary. And then other things that come, say whatever is coming into mind, I'm just putting it down. Then I will organize. That is my next step. So how do I get it? Very important. कि मुझे मिला कैसे? How do I get my pet? Right? Or when did I get it? Was it a special occasion or just as it is? Or it was promised by my father earlier. It could be anything. You could imagine anything, right? Then any how do you spend time? How do you spend time? Do I spend time? You could talk about तुम उसके साथ खेलते कैसे हो, या how, what kind, like any specific time you have taken out from your busy schedule, or like how you spend time, right? Any particular specific habits of that pet, right? Specific habits, like cute, like does it run on your command or play or not, get your ball or not, like something you could talk about. You need to choose what you want to talk about, right? And what kind of food do you give? You could always tell your friend about the food. Hey, what kind of food you give? Do you give a pedigree? Pedigree also comes in variety. There is royal pedigree, normal pedigree. So this is all, whatever is coming into my mind, I'm just putting it on a piece of paper. Then I have to think, organize. Then I'm going to talk about, because it's so much of detail, how much I want my reader to know about my pet. This is what I need to choose. And then I need to see the conclusion, right? How I am going to end. Like here, what is coming to my mind is to my friend, see, I am not going to send you the picture of my friend, my pet. I want you to come soon to my home and we'll both will have good time with my pet. So you could just tell your friend to come over to your house to see your dog, or you could say eagerly waiting for you to come. I want to spend time with my dog and you both. We would have so much of fun. You could end it anyway, and then you could say waiting for you, or you could say you could even say in the next letter I'm going to send you the picture of my dog and me, or anything. And then yours, Deepthi, so your name. So that way you need to organize your idea in a letter. So what I want you to write this letter, think what you're going to write, which pet you're going to write about, what all information you're going to put into your letter. Informal letter could be short as just 6-7 lines, or it could be as long as a page or a 2 pages. Choice is yours. You need to be informal, whatever comes to your mind. Just organize that ideas the way you want your friend to read it and how much you want to tell. So hoping you will give it a try. Write it in your rough notebooks. By the evening, I will be sending you the framed one the way I want my readers to read. Right? So let's meet tomorrow and hope to get your responses on my WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice day.